Good morning. Welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. This is my first try at recording over here on YouTube. Due to technical challenges yesterday with both recordings that I tried to make on Facebook, we're going to try it live here on YouTube today. So I am going to make this pocket card using the Plentiful Plants stamp set and the dies that go with it. These are just beautiful. They're called Perfect Plant dies. There's 14 in the set. Some of them cut out the images, and then there's others that are just added. I love this macrame hanging. I know I made several of those when I was probably in high school, maybe middle school. So made a lot of those. So great options there for cutting out your pieces. And then I also, on one of the cards I'm going to share, used some of the welcoming window because I think it fits in really nicely with this set. Let me show you the designer series paper. This is in our current catalog, and I just haven't had time to play with it. I'm going to show you a card using this right here. One of my team members, we did a swap here in July, and she used this image here, and it reminded me that I hadn't used this set yet. So I want to share it with you. Here's a bunch of the different pots. And the nice thing is this one here, and this one could all be cut out with the dies so that you wouldn't have to fussy cut them. This one here is to cut out the plants. So you can cut those out with the dies. Of course, you can fussy cut the others, but this one, and this one could all be cut out with dies. This brick, I'm going to use that paper up way too quick. I've already used a lot of it. This one has a nice fuzzy look, or not fuzzy, but kind of cloudy look. And then this one here is really pretty. Angie used that on her card too. And then the one that I don't have much left of is this pattern here with bricks on the back. And I'll show you that. That's the card I'm using today. All right, so here's my pocket card. And you'll notice I created a little tab here, get my fingers to work this morning. And we're going to pull it out like that. So see, it looks like that. So let me show you how I made my pocket card. I used to be afraid of these type of cards because I thought, oh, they're too hard for me to figure out. But I'm going to make it super easy for you today. So I'm going to take our scorer, and this piece of paper is 4 1/4 by 11, our normal size, and I'm going to score it at 2 3/4. Flip it around and do the same thing on the other side, just like that. Okay, and what that does is when you fold them in, they're going to meet in the middle because these two pieces added together are the same as this inside piece. I'm going to grab the cutter. And what I want to do is I'm going to go from the score mark down to the point. So line that up and slice right through there. Hang on to that piece. There's a couple different options you can use it for. And then we're going to go from the same on this one. Now just make sure that your point, your longest piece, is on the same side. You don't want them opposite each other. So again, I'm just going to cut off that triangle, set that aside, and here's our base. I'm going to grab the bone folder. Score both of those, and you'll see that meets right there in the middle. So if you wanted to create just a unique card just like that, you could do just those really short flaps, but we're going to add to it. So I'm using our foam adhesive strips. I love these because they make this so easy to create a nice little pocket. Now you could glue that right down, but then you make kind of a tight closing at the bottom. So we're going to pull off one strip. It does not have to be the whole length because you basically just want to stop your paper from sliding down. kind of center that in there. Pull that off. And then as I put them down, you don't want to push down real hard because again, we're trying to make a little opening so that our pieces will slide in there easily. All right, now the next piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so it's the same size as our card. Now, the one thing you want to watch is check your pattern on the back. First time I got lucky, there we go. First time I got lucky and my bricks were the right way. Then I wasn't paying attention and I cut another piece and the bricks were up and down. So check both sides of your paper before you cut your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go from corner to corner and create 2 triangles like this. And when you look at your front here, you're going to realize they're both going the same way. But if we flip it over, see, I want it to go this way. Like that. Okay. So pay attention to the pattern here. Now, if you wanted both, either this or the other, then cut another triangle and you want to go the opposite direction of your triangle if you want them to be the same. All right, so now we're going to attach these. The one thing you want to remember is that this piece is bigger than your little flap here. So I always put my adhesive on the smaller section because that way I'm not going to get extra glue where I don't want it. We don't want to close our flap down so the card pocket won't go in, or the little piece. I'm going to lay this on top like that. And I'm going to come back with this piece. And again, I'm going to do the flap here. And then I'm going to run across the bottom here because I know we're going to adhere this paper over the other paper. Again, be really careful. You don't want to get glue there. And then lay this down. You're going to notice on my other sample that I cut my triangle backwards compared to what I did the other one. So I just have to tell you how crazy yesterday was. I knew I was on a tight schedule because I had my physical therapy. For those of you that don't know, I had foot surgery 9 weeks ago today, and I am still recovering due to this being the second time through the surgery. So I knew I had a half hour to get my video done before I left. So I started the recording and mistakenly put it on my regular Davita Lepke instead of Davita Stamps. So, okay, I'm going to move on so that I can talk while I'm stamping. So so now what I do is I want to design my pieces in the front here. And I'm going to stamp this designer series paper. What I really like is it's got 2 different colors that you can use for your pots if you like your kind of your rusty or your brown look here. And I'm going to go with the Cajun Craze, which to me is the good natural color for the clay pots we have around here anyway. Right. And then I'm going to, oops, I was looking to see if I already had one cut out, and it looks like I used it on one of the, oh, there it is. So you can see I stamped it and then I used the die to cut it out. So it cut out really nicely. So I'm going to just play here a little bit while I tell you my story. But first of all, you'll see I stamped some images and cut them out with the dies. This one I fussy cut. Then the dies cut out nicely these that were already on that designer series paper. So I just had to, and like here, I cut this one out, even though it cut off this small piece, because when I'm putting these together, I can lay another one over the top of that, and you'll never know that it got cut off. So don't waste those side pieces. Cut them off, you'll be able to use them. All right, so I'm playing here. So I got on, realized I did it on my personal page. So I did the presentation very quickly because I realized most of the people that are friends with me may not be crafters. So I got off, decided, oh, I had just enough time. I'll jump over on Davita's Stampin' Spot and create my video there. So I did, signed off, and was told, oh, we're sorry, it can't be recorded right now because you didn't, well, I don't know why. It just told me it couldn't be recorded, but that I could go into my recordings and save it later. So I thought, oh, great, I can do that. So rushed out the door, got to therapy, came home, went to find the recording and found that there was no recording. So that's why you're getting a live presentation today, because I didn't have a recording to pop up on YouTube today. All right, so I'm going to start with those there. So needless to say, this is my third attempt, and we're hoping the third attempt is the best attempt here. So I found this little piece that I fussy cut that I thought might go in that little pot, but I really like this. So I'm going to use it. And so you'll see how it just puts those different pieces there. So now what I would do, well, I guess I'll just do it while I'm talking. I do have some exciting news. Those of you that know me, I'm grandma again. So excited. A week ago today, we got a text when we got up from our son saying, you're grandpa and grandma to a grandson. And Alden was born last Tuesday morning at 6:10 our time. So he was nice and didn't wake us up to tell us they were at the hospital all night. So thankful that his mommy and that we're so thankful that mommy and baby are doing great. And we'll be making a trip out to Denver later in August to get to meet him. Kind of feel like I should be doing a baby card today instead of plants, but I've been itching to use this set since I got the swap from Angie, so we'll use it today. I think this set could be used for so many different things. If you like plants, you like nature, you like greenery, this would be an awesome set to use. And starting today is, for the first time ever, a second celebration with Stampin' Up. So, okay, so you'll notice with the pots, I'm using dimensionals to put them down to give them some depth, and then putting the plants directly on the front of the pocket. Celebration started today, so with every $50 order, you get to pick a free item from their celebration catalog. And if you do $100, there are some $100 items. There are some dies to go with one of the stamp sets from the regular catalog. There's some beautiful, beautiful paper. There's some fun paper. So many awesome things. And this, like I said, this is the first time they've ever done celebration at a time other than January and February. So we get to do it twice this year. So awesome time. If you've ever thought about joining my team, an awesome time to do that as well. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. All right, so there's the front of my pocket. And I wanted a little greeting, so I cut a piece of paper here that is 7/8 by 1 7/8. I'm gonna grab, seems like I've needed a lot of thank you cards lately. I'm gonna do a thank you. It's Misty Moonlight that coordinates, and I'm putting it on Just Jade cardstock. And then I'm going to place it over here on this side. All right. So back to celebration. If you have ever thought about being a part of my team, and oh my gosh, I have the most amazing ladies. We have so much fun together, so much creativity. For $99, you get $125 worth of product, your choice, whatever you want to. And then they have a selection of bundles that you can add to your starter kit during celebration. So additional goodies that are probably, I haven't looked, anywhere from probably $30 to $50 extra merchandise that you can add to your starter kit. Awesome time to join. Okay, so there's the front of my pocket. Now let me show you second part. Okay, so what I did, I'm always frugal, you know, is I cut this strip off at 3/4 of an inch, and I made just a little section here. And I wanted a tab. So I went to this punch set. It's a double punch. I'm going to slide my paper in there and pop that off. So it makes, oops, I didn't do a very good job of getting that centered. Let's try again. Haven't done a Facebook Live or a YouTube or anything. I did one last week. And today's the second time in 9 weeks. So kind of trying to get my feet back under me. All right, so there made that little tab. And the reason I did that is I want the people to be able to pull the card out with a little tab. And I'm going to glue it in between these two pieces. Now I will tell you, if you make this stick up too far, it won't fit in an envelope. So this would be your whole card you could put in a gift bag or something. Okay, so I'm going to stamp on my white before I put my pieces together. Like I said, I've been needing a lot of thank yous. So the greeting in this set says, a little note with the biggest thanks. Stamp that. And then I'm going to do the same little pot that I did on the front, but this time I'm going to do it in the Cajun craze just to give it a different look. And I think they designed this so that it could be used either way. So you can put the dark at the top or you can put the dark at the bottom. So it gives you some nice flexibility. You'll notice on this one, I put the dark at the bottom. This one, I put it at the top. And then I'm going to stamp my plants, but I want to make sure that they're down inside. It is a little tricky. This is probably supposed to be the bottom. All right, I'm going to grab just the straight little things, and I think I'll go with just jade. Stamp this. Now I put this mask over it so that the green doesn't get down on the pot. So see, now my flowers are coming right out, and you'll see I got it a little high there. So what I'll do is I'll grab the Just Jade. Oh, I almost grabbed the wrong ones. That would have been a problem. The Just Jade, and just lightly color and add. And I'll do the same over here so it kind of looks like it's all the way across. And just because I'm kind of a perfectionist, sometimes we're going to come back with just a little bit of the darker. There we go. You know, it seems like there's always a oops, isn't there? So there's my greeting for the inside of the card. I'm going to get this inked up, or inked glue, and then I'm going to make sure I put my tab in place before I glue this down. There you go. And then look at that. It slides in there just perfect. There you go. And there's your card. Let me show you what else I created with the stamp set. August is my birthday month, so I'm offering a limited supply of gifts for you. So with a minimum $50 order, you're going to get a package of either 6x6 designer series paper that's an assortment of different papers, as well as some accessories, or a 12x12 package that has some extra sheets and stuff in it as well. So when you order, I'll reach out to you and you can tell me which size paper you want. They're first come, first serve because I have a limited supply of them. So be thinking what you can order from Celebration. Get Celebration goodies and a birthday gift for me. So there's that card. This is the card I got from Angie. And you'll see she used the designer series paper there, and then she fussy cut this one. And then she added some brick there with her note. I created this one, again, using some of the designer series paper for the bricks and that greenery. This is the first one I created. Just need to slide them up. And then I did this one. I just love this macrame. I used our brads, round and square brads, to make it look like it's hanging off a hook, and then added in that. And I had fun with this one. I was going to put it on a card and I haven't got it done yet, but you can stamp these little flowers here or berries and add them to your pot. So you have the hanging pot too, which I thought was really cute. This set has so many possibilities. I hope you'll consider ordering it. The bundle is $47.50, so you'd only need $2.50 more to get a celebration item. If you have any questions, leave me a message here or contact me at davitastamps@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me today. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Monday.